Today, we are popping the hood on a question that sparks endless debate in garages and online forums everywhere. What is the deal with Mobil 1? We're going to find out.
I mean, let's be real. There are so many high-performance options on the shelf these days. So, is the biggest name in the game really the best one for your engine? That's the question we're tackling.
So, in one corner, you've got the undisputed heavyweight champion, the brand everyone from your dad to professional race teams knows and, for the most part, trusts, Mobil 1.
And its resume is, well, it's pretty stacked. The YouTube channel What You Know Joe 67 laid it out perfectly. It's got the backing of an absolute giant, ExxonMobil. You can find it in just about any auto parts store, and tons of car makers recommend it right from the factory. It's kind of the gold standard for reliable, everyday performance.
But, every champion needs a worthy challenger. And in this fight, stepping into the ring is a specialist with a fiercely loyal, almost cult-like following, Amsoil.
So here's our tale of the tape. You've got Mobil 1, the established giant, trusted by the big manufacturers. And then you've got Amsoil, the OG synthetic pioneer. I mean, these guys were the very first company to bring synthetic motor oil to the public, way back in 1972. They're known as the premium choice for extreme conditions, while Mobil 1 is the go-to for daily driving reliability.
All right, ding ding, let's get into round one, a pure test of lubricity. Big thanks to the YouTube channel Nate's Interactive Auto for this one. It's a simple bench test designed to see which oil is better at preventing metal on metal wear.
The setup is really straightforward. You take two identical steel bearings and you weigh them before you start. As you can see, they both clock in at exactly 0.580 ounces. Now, after running the first bearing through the friction test while coated in Mobil 1, they weigh it again. The final weight? 0.578 ounces. So it lost 0.002 of an ounce of metal.
Okay, now it's Amsoil's turn. After the exact same test, its bearing comes in at 0.579 ounces. See that? It only lost 1/1000th of an ounce.
So yeah, the writing's on the wall here. In this straight-up friction test, there is a clear winner. Amsoil protected the metal better. Simple as that. That's a quick and decisive point for the challenger.
But hold on a second. That seems a little too easy, right? A bench test is one thing, but what happens inside the complex, high-heat, chaotic environment of a real, running engine over thousands of miles? Does this early lead for Amsoil actually mean anything?
And that brings us to round two, the real-world lab report. This is where things get really fascinating. We're diving back into that long-term test from What You Know 67, who actually ran both of these oils in his own car and sent used samples to Blackstone Labs for a full professional analysis.
And the way he did it was just brilliant, super practical. First, he ran Mobil 1 for over 6,000 miles, then sent a sample off to the lab. After that, he switched to Amsoil, drove a similar distance under similar conditions, and sent a second sample to the very same lab.
And here it is, the twist. This is the moment everything changes. Remember how Amsoil totally crushed that bench test? Well, when you look at the key wear metals found in the oil, the actual evidence of engine protection, the numbers are, for all intents and purposes, identical. Look at that. Iron and copper levels are exactly the same. Aluminum is off by just 1 part per million. In the real world, this is a virtual tie.
And this, right here, illustrates the next critical piece of the puzzle. While the real-world performance was a draw, the price is, well, it's not. At the time of this test, Amsoil was significantly more expensive per quart.
You know, the creator of the test himself summed it up perfectly. When it came to actually protecting his engine under normal driving, he said he was, and I quote, really not seeing a difference here between the two oils.
So, where does that leave us? We've got one test showing a clear winner and another showing a dead heat. What's going on? Let's put it all together for the final verdict. Okay, so the key thing to get here is that oil testing is incredibly complex. That simple friction test doesn't capture the whole picture. Another channel, Tenza Motorsports, does a great job showing how performance can change dramatically based on dozens of variables, like temperature, engine load, or even just whether the oil is brand new or has been running for a while. It really helps explain why the bench test and the real-world lab report told two totally different stories. And that brings us right back to our original question. What makes Mobil 1 so special? It's not about winning every single little bench test you can throw at it. Its special power is its incredible value. It delivers top-tier, real-world engine protection that is, for all practical purposes, identical to a boutique competitor, but at a price that almost anyone can afford.
So the final decision really comes down to you, knowing that both of these oils provide outstanding protection where it counts, but one comes at a pretty significant premium. Which champion would you pour into your engine? Thanks for joining us for this one.